So, how has suburban bus travel changed in the last 46 years? We've got two Lego bus stations to show you. One from an era where fashion was all about big collars and skinny pants, and another where oversized hoodies and ripped denim were king. No matter the era, all a passenger really wants is a reliable ride to get them around town. So come with me as we bookend these two eras with the comparison between Lego bus stations set 379 from 1979 and set 60154 from 2017. I'm Lord Paul, and this is Lord Paul's Bricks. Hey Brick fans, if this is your first time here, welcome to the channel, and if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. A few months ago, I finally got my hands on a classic Lego set 379 from 1979. A set that's been on my wish list for over 4 decades. As soon as I'd built it, I knew I had to compare it with the newer set 60154 bus station from 2017, which I had in my archives. That's a whopping 38 years apart, and it gives us the perfect chance to do a head-to-head comparison. If you enjoy this video, smash that like button. It's like a free express bus ride across town for me. And be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss my next video. As always, your comments, questions and suggestions are always welcome. Drop them down below. I'd love hearing from you. I'm going to use the criteria that I use to rate the sets in my reviews for this comparison, along with a couple of others. So let's get into it. I'm often asked about the original pricing of these vintage sets. So I've been doing some digging. While I have the original price for some of the older sets that I've had since new, for obvious reasons, others, like this one, require a bit of educated guesswork because I've only just acquired it. The vintage 1979 bus station had 154 pieces and 4 minifigures. I also have the 1978 service station, which cost around $17, that's Australian dollars back then. With that as a guide, I estimate the bus station was probably around a similar price because it's a similar era. So let's say it was $17 Australian in 1979. Now, thanks to some inflation magic, that $17 from 1979 is worth about $110 today. Thank you, Google Gemini. That brings the price per piece around 11 cents back then, or a whopping 71 cents per piece in today's money. That's worth remembering though, that this set includes a massive 32 by 32 road plate, which I think really adds to the value. Jumping forward to 2017 bus station, this had 313 pieces, 6 minifigures and a dog. It retailed for $59.95 in Australia. Adjusting for inflation, that's about $78 in 2025 money. That works out to about 19 cents per piece back then, or 25 cents per piece now. Now, you could argue that newer sets often have a lot more smaller pieces to pad out the piece count. So let's look at it another way, by weight. Our vintage bus station weighs 292 grams, making it about $37.67 per 100 grams in 2025 dollars. Our 2017 set at 374 grams comes in at $20.85 per 100 grams. So, while Lego has always been a premium toy, it looks like you get a lot more bang for your buck with the modern sets. Both of these sets have a great selection of minifigures that really bring them to life. Our vintage bus station comes with 4 figures, 2 identical station employees, a station master and a bus driver, and 2 passengers. What's awesome is that all the torsos are printed, which wasn't all that common for sets of this era. We also get 1 male and 1 female passenger, which I think was also terrific for the time. Fast forward 38 years, the 2017 set gets 6 minifigures and a dog. You get a bus driver, a newsstand worker, and 3 passengers. Including that is a child and an adult with a bicycle. There is also a customer for the newsstand. These modern minifigures are much more individualised, with unique faces and headwear, and they cover a range of ages and genders. Oh, and you can't forget the dog. A fun moulded piece of this kind didn't even exist in 1979. The first molded dogs didn't start until the 1990s. The vintage bus station has half the piece count of the modern set, but it definitely doesn't feel like half the set. This set is built with a lot of classic bricks and plates, with a few windows for the bus stop and the building. You also get a rare bus stop sign, a tree and some flowers, and the wheels and doors for the bus. Now, the modern set falls into a common trap for a lot of the newer sets, that the piece count is very much padded out with a lot of small pieces. When you look at the part palette, you don't see a lot of classic bricks and plates. The bus, though, has a good selection of doors and windows. The newsstand has those awesome printed tiles with the headline on the newspapers, "The greatest Lego hero ever." The stickers in this set are pretty good too, but I do miss that classic road plate that ties everything together in the classic set. With a higher percentage of big bricks and plates, the classic bus station is a quick and straightforward build. The bus itself is simple, but it's fun to watch it come together as you're building it. The instructions in the older sets aren't as detailed as modern sets, so more attention is genuinely needed to make sure that you've completed each step. Our big yellow bus and the two accompanying builds of the modern set are almost the reverse of the classic set. The bus is bigger and the buildings are smaller. The bus itself is a satisfying build and a couple of places where you really need to pay attention to where you're placing some of those smaller pieces. Both of these sets offer great playability, but they approach it in very different ways. Both buses can pull up to a bus stop to pick up and drop off passengers, and there are enough minifigures to have great play. The vintage bus is a compact 4-stud wide vehicle with seating for 2 passengers and doors, funnily enough, on both sides. If it had bigger wheels, it would almost look like a safari vehicle. For me, the road plate on the vintage set helps a lot with playability. It is easy to place the sign, the lamppost, the seat and the garden wherever you want. If you needed to, you could even move the building closer up to one end, which would give you space for another small set on the road plate. And I like how this provides some structure to how the set operates. Our modern set, though, has 3 separate components and no real way to place them together. They're just placed randomly on a tabletop. For town nerds like me, I don't know if that quite works. The bus is huge compared to the other one and has accessible entrances in addition to the main front door. There is seating for 4 plus a pram or wheelchair, so capacity really is awesome in the big bus. And it also looks like a modern suburban bus, just the way it is designed. The newsstand is also good, but the bus stop looks odd and out of place in this set. And for me, the bus stop is just ugly. Just that little component of this set. Well, we know the future collectability potential for our vintage set because we are now its future. There are only 32 versions of this set on Bricklink when I recorded this, so it's not super easy to come by. There are many, many sets from this era that have become classics, and I really do think that this set is no exception. As for the newer set, I think its future value is all in the bus and the minifigures. The bus is a great build on its own, and the variety of minifigures are perfect for any Lego town or city builder. If you have the parts and the creativity, I think an expanded newsstand in conjunction with the bus itself, I think would be a great combination. So here are some final images of the 2 sets for comparison. The 7-stud wide road lanes aren't quite wide enough with the vintage set for the big yellow bus. And if it does pull up, there's not a lot of room for the doors to open. Our long queue of passengers at the old station can't quite squeeze on the little red bus, and I fear it might get a little overcrowded very quickly. So that's my first comparison video. If you enjoyed this head-to-head matchup, please hit that like button. I have some other comparison ideas from recent reviews that I've done, so make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when the next video arrives. As always, your comments, questions and suggestions are welcome, so please drop some words below. Do you prefer the vintage simplicity or the modern detail? So thanks for watching. Keep expanding your vintage Lego town. I'm Lord Paul, and this is Lord Paul's Bricks, and bye for now. Isn't a huge number of classic bricks and plates in the set. Now, the modern set falls into... what the hell? The bus itself is a satisfying build with a couple of places where you need to pay attention to where you're... and there are enough minifigures to really have some great play with either set. The vintage bus is a compact. Well, we know the